Dr. Roseann, as we start, if you can just introduce yourself. So, yourself and then your institute and a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Dr. Roseann Capanna-Hodge. I'm a pediatric mental health expert, and I am the founder and director of the Global Institute of Children's Mental Health, as well as Dr. Roseann and Associates. And we have a center in Ridgefield, Connecticut, where we have helped thousands of children reverse some of the most chronic health issues like ADHD and autism, Lyme disease, anxiety, and depression using only proven holistic therapies.
Mm, amazing. And you came to the Conscious Copy workshop last year and joined the private client incubator. So, can you share with me a little bit about what it was like when it comes to your marketing and your messaging before coming to the workshop and joining private client incubator?
Yeah, so before coming to the Conscious Copy and Co workshop and joining private incubator, my copy just didn't reflect who I was. So anybody who knows me knows I'm fun loving. I love to tell stories. I love to really connect with people. And as a credentialed person, I felt like my copy had to be very clinical and dry because people were looking for information. And from the first day I was at truly a life-changing on many level workshop with Jennifer Hoodie and the whole team, I realized that wasn't true. And that my copy just didn't have to sound jargon laden and clinical. And I was just giving people too much information. I thought they needed research. They needed all these details. Really, what I learned is exactly what I do in person. They want to know it's going to be okay. They want to know what healing looks like, that their kid's going to be focused and be happy. And so it really just freed me. And really on the first day, I started making a change to my social media, and the change was quite dramatic right away.
Amazing. And so you have a clinic in person, and then you also started to create a lot more online through social media, through your website. So can you paint a picture of some of the transformations, some of the shifts that happened in your business because of Conscious Copy?
Yeah, so since doing the workshop and being in the private incubator program with Conscious Copy and Co., there has been some pretty dramatic changes around Dr. Roseann and Associates at our center, as well as we've developed the Global Institute of Children's Mental Health. And so, we're all really busy and we're all really trying to do a lot of healing and try to get our message out. And so, we need to know when we do things that there's a return on investment or ROI. And so by doing this workshop, we had in 2019, we had a 55% growth between the combination of doing increased media and changes in our copy. And so it's been dramatic, just not even in the growth. We literally had to physically expand our center. I have now started doing virtual programming. We're in the midst of creating courses. We've had such an influx of clients, and even though we do have a program where people can fly into, not everybody can and can afford it. So we've been able to open up different services at different price points, which is really important to our mission of children's mental health, so that we can help parents of every income level. So it's really had quite a dramatic impact on a lot of levels, not just the financial, but the ability to really help more people.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And so with the increase, you mentioned there's a 55% increase, and you had a 7-figure business before. Yeah. So can you just paint even a little more of a picture of what that looks like?
Yeah. So before we did our workshop and the course with Conscious Copy, we already were a very successful business, a 7-figure business. We have a large center with multiple centers in Connecticut. And after our workshop, we increased 55%. So we are a multi-7-figure business, which is practically unheard of in mental health. We don't take insurance. These are all private pay clients. And in the reason why, I mean, we're doing things that nobody is doing, and we're really helping people reverse symptoms. And it just allowed us, the change in the copy allowed parents to connect with us in a completely different way. It was the same way that they connected with me every time I spoke to them, but through that change in the copy in print, but also how I also trained my staff, because that's the other big part of it. So we think about copy just being the written word, but it's also everything that comes out of our mouth. So I was really clear about what needed to happen, but one of the best things I got out of the workshop was something called the style guide. And that style guide let me really flush out everything from our avatar, but really our wording, what message, what is our core messages, what are things we say, what are things we don't say. And I was able to share that with every member of the team, including my digital marketing team. And it literally just magnetized pretty much everybody, not just in our region, but from people from far away. And it also did another really important job. It helped us to repel people that we couldn't help. And those are people never want to hear that you're repelling anybody, but it really just drew all the right people to us. And it's just been really exciting on so many levels. And, you know, I'm a healer, and you just want to help more people. And, you know, it really has allowed me to do that, because it's given such a clarity to them about how we can help them even before they get into the door. And so it's made everybody's life a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. And you shared in the past that even when it comes to people calling into your clinic, your front desk, they're able to support them, have them coming in to the clinic, booking appointments much faster. Would you be open to sharing a couple of those
Yeah.
numbers?
So before we did the workshop, we've always been great about, with our calls coming in, data track. We know why people were calling, where they're calling from, the ages, you know, everything about our clients. And so we were really able to monitor our conversion rates. So before we did the workshop, our conversion rates were 29.5. And no, you know, we're a large center, we're a staff of 20. So we really have a lot of people calling. And after we made the copy changes with additional PR and pairing them together was really very helpful for us, we are at, I think it's 49.5% conversion, which is, as your calls increase, right? You're getting calls from everybody. Your conversion rates are actually supposed to go down. Ours was the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And why it was is that, you know, we were really able to give clarity to all the staff members, including the people who answer the phone calls. And, you know, one of the biggest things that I learned was, you gotta paint the picture of what healing looks like for people. And, you know, we take a lot of complex cases, and people have tried a lot of things and they're outside of hope. And with the changes in our copy, we were able for people to see how they would get better and kind of restore hope. And I'm going to share a little story of something that happened today that was just absolutely magical and beautiful, and got us all verklempt. We do a lot of little crying around here, happy tears. And so I had a mom who just was a beautiful soul, and she's an older mom. She's actually in her 60s, and she adopted a child who, from actually a psychiatric facility, that was an older child. And it's a long story, and I won't share all the details because it would be, you know, too much information, but also their privacy. And so she tried everything. She tried every med. And, you know, she told me that she found us online, and she asked around, and she heard great things. But what she had really connected with was our message that we can reverse things. So here we are, and he's done neurofeedback with us, and he's, you know, gotten on our program with changes in his diet and whatnot. And she told me tonight that we have changed their lives, and that he has become, in a matter of weeks, what they had not been able to do years everything that they had hoped for, that
Mm.
he was happy for the first time in his life. And, she just is screaming it from the rooftops. But it all started with that she was able to believe that we could help him. And, I just thanked her for being so amazing as this human being and that for trusting us.
Mm.
So that wouldn't have happened unless, she had read that copy and it connected at such a deep level with her. So it's pretty amazing. We get to do all kinds of amazing things like that all the time, but it's such a dramatic story of hope and healing.
Mm. 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 That's so powerful. Yeah, and I know that those are stories that you have, like those are our stories on a regular basis of these just
Yeah.
miracles that happen.
I mean, that's really a miracle. I
Mm.
mean, kids that live in, in the foster system, they don't always end up in where they're supposed to. And actually the majority of them, struggle at life. And so she couldn't love him enough. She needed his brain to be different. We were able to do that, pair it with her love, and he's going to have a completely different life. I
Mhm.
mean, and it's going to be good,
Mhm.
so we're all just like so happy filled with love and pride.
Mm. Thanks for sharing. That's
Yeah.
so sweet. I love it.
You know how I'm a softie, Jen,
Mhm.
so
So sweet. Oh,
so good, right?
yeah.
So it's hard. We cried a few times today over that. Really, really
I
sweet.
love it.
So
Yes.
yeah.
And final question of just if there's someone who, a business owner, an entrepreneur who they're really, really, really good at what they do, their messaging, their marketing isn't necessarily reflecting that, and they're kind of on the fence about stepping into private client incubator or the workshop, is there any piece of advice that you would share with them?
So, if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or wellness professional, whatever space you're in, and you don't feel that your copy conveys your voice, that's what this workshop is all about. That's what this course is all about. And you can gain things in a way that it's even hard for me to describe. I mean, I can talk to you about ROI all day long, but the course and what Jennifer Hoodie and her team does, they make everything so easy and actionable. And every minute of the course and the workshop was like a mind bomb for me. Like, oh yeah,
Mm.
it really just made sense. And, she lays it out, the course lays everything out, and the workshop lays everything out. You just need to do it and take action on it. And I know people think when they're writing copy that they're taking action. And I know, I mean, I wrote all my copy too. It just does it in a way that links up to who you are and whatever mission you're on, right? And it also brings clients to you. And so I would just say, don't think about it, do it. And I couldn't be more grateful for doing it. It's been just really a pivot moment for me in a lot of ways, and certainly our center, which was already successful. And anybody I've ever recommended has thanked me profusely. They felt the same way. So it's just something that, don't hold yourself back from it, and don't think about hiring a copywriter. That's one of the worst mistakes that you can make. This is about you getting a lot of clarity about what needs to be in that copy, so that if you're going to do it, great. If you're going to hand it to your team member, great. And they give you all the support to do that in. So don't think twice. Go to the workshop or join the course.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so